Today, we're on a journey through the world of one of the most iconic and enduring comedy acts in the history of entertainment, comprising Larry, Moe, and Curly, and later Shemp, Joe, and Curly Joe. The Three Stooges left an unforgettable mark on the world of slapstick humor. From their humble beginnings in vaudeville to their legendary film and television career, their unique brand of physical comedy has continued to captivate audiences for generations. This exploration will delve into the origins, evolution, and lasting impact of the Three Stooges, shedding light on the enduring appeal of their zany antics. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. The creation journey of the Three Stooges. The journey of the Three Stooges began in the early 1920s and spanned 5 decades, making them one of the most iconic comedy teams in history. Their story is a fascinating blend of talent, perseverance, and changing circumstances. The origins of the Three Stooges can be traced back to Ted Healy, a comedian who was performing in New York in 1923. Mooh Howard, one of the future Stooges, happened to run into his childhood friend Ted Healy, who was captivating audiences on the vaudeville circuit alongside his wife, Betty. Moe and later Shemp Howard, Moe's brother, joined Healy's act as Stooges for a couple of sketches. However, by mid-1925, both Moe and Shemp left the act to pursue married life. Ted and Betty Healy eventually graduated to Broadway, performing in the Earl Carroll Vanities in 1925. After some time, they relaunched their own show with Stooge Lou Warren and were later rejoined by Shemp. The Healys also worked with Phil Baker in A Night in Spain during the early 1927 for a 2-year run, which included a national tour. During this period, Ted expanded his Stooge roster to include Shemp, Lou, Moody Braun, and Bobby Pincus. Larry Fine entered the picture in March 1928 when Ted and Shemp saw his nightclub act and were impressed by his dancing and, most importantly, his humor. With the closing of A Night in Spain in December 1928, the Stooges' dynamic underwent another change. Ted Healy signed to a co-star in the Schubert's 1929 Broadway show A Night in Venice. Shemp and Larry rejoined the act along with newcomer Fred Sanborn. Mooh Howard also returned after a 3+ year absence. After Betty Healy's departure, Ted revised his solo act to highlight his Stooges, and Ted Healy and his Southern Gentlemen, also known as Ted Healy and his Racketeers, worked vaudeville, nightclubs, and even radio during A Night in Venice's run. In the spring of 1930, the group's talents caught the attention of Fox Films, and they were signed to make their first motion picture, Soup to Nuts. The Stooges' performance in the film was a hit, and it marked the beginning of their journey in the world of film and comedy. The Stooges' success in Soup to Nuts eventually led them to part ways with Ted Healy to pursue their careers independently. Moe, Larry, and Shemp performed as Howard, Fine, and Howard, or Three Lost Souls, toured the Publix and RKO theater circuits from August 1930 to July 1932. During this time, they brought on Jack Walsh as a straight man to rework some of the routines they had done previously with Healy. Ted Healy missed the chemistry he had with Moe, Larry, and Shemp and convinced them to rejoin him in August 1932. However, Shemp left the act again after a short period due to issues with Ted Healy. In Shemp's place, Moe's younger brother, Jerome Howard, joined the group, becoming known as Curly. With Curly, the trio found their groove, and they premiered as Ted Healy with Moe, Larry, and Curly on August 27, 1932. The Stooges continued to work with Ted Healy on stage performances until the spring of 1933 when Hollywood and MGM came calling. During this time, they appeared in several films and shorts. However, it was evident that they were ready to break away from Ted Healy and take their place in the spotlight. In March 1934, an amicable decision has been reached, and the Three Stooges began their independent journey. The Three Stooges signed with Columbia Pictures and started making 2 reel comedies approximately 16-18 minutes long. The first short was made for Columbia. Woman Haters paved the way for a long-term deal, and they became one of the most beloved comedy teams of all time. They went on to make 97 shorts for Columbia Pictures from 1934 to 1946, including classics like Punch Drunks and You Nazi Spy. In addition to their film work, they continue to perform on stage, spending a significant portion of their time touring during the off weeks. By the mid-1940s, Curly's health began to deteriorate due to his unhealthy habits, leading to a series of strokes. After a brief hiatus, the Stooges resumed their work at Columbia, but it became clear that Curlyy could no longer perform the physical comedy that had been his specialty. Curlyy officially retired in 1946, and Shemp returned to the act. Shemp's era with the Stooges is often underrated, but produced several comedy gems. Curlyy did make a cameo appearance with Moe, Larry, and Shemp in Hold That Lion. The Stooges also made their way to television, appearing on various shows like The Steve Allen Show and The Ed Sullivan Show. In 1958, the Three Stooges enjoyed a resurgence of popularity with the television release of 78 of their shorts. With Joe Darita as Curly Joe, they signed with Columbia to star in feature films and became TV darlings. They even had a cartoon series called The New Three Stooges. The Stooges formed their own company in 1959, overseeing an explosion of licensed Three Stooges merchandise. However, the 1960s saw a slowing down of their activities as their audience grew up and societal changes took place. By the end of the decade, their careers had dwindled. Larry's stroke during the filming of Kook's Tour in early 1970 marked the end of the Three Stooges as an active comedy team. Moe and Larry passed away in 1975, Joe Besser passed away in 1988, and Joe Darita, the last surviving Stooge, died in 1993. A closer look at the opening of the Three Stooges. The first four of the Three Stooges provide a unique and humorous exploration of various themes, showcasing the iconic trio's slapstick comedy and their encounters with women, boxing, medicine, and sports. In Woman Haters, the Stooges initially joined the Woman Haters Club and take an oath to avoid romantic involvement with women. However, their commitment quickly wanes as Jim, Larry, falls for Mary, majority white, leading to a comedic clash of principles. This episode humorously highlights the theme of male camaraderie and the folly of extreme vows as the Stooges struggle to maintain their promise in the face of feminine charm. Mary's deceptive tactics and the ensuing chaos underline the inherent hilarity of the situation, ultimately accumulating in the Stooges' reunion and their reaffirmed hatred of women. Punch Drunks explores the world of boxing, introducing Moe as a struggling manager who stumbles upon Curly's unique reaction to the pop song Pop Goes the Weasel. This episode delves into themes of opportunism and manipulation as Moe recognizes the financial potential in Curly's boxing career. Larry's role as a fiddler adds to the absurdity of the situation. The climax of the episode, where Larry rushes to find the tune and revive Curlyy in a championship match, portrays the theme of desperation and the absurd lengths the Stooges go to in their endeavors. The comically exaggerating end, with Curlyy winning the fight and knocking out Moe and Larry, underscores the series' signature slapstick humor. Men in Black take the Stooges into the realm of medicine, where their lack of education and unconventional medical practices leads to chaos in the Los Arms Hospital. The episode explores the theme of incompetence within a professional setting as the Stooges hilariously mishandle medical procedures. The constant interruptions through the loudspeaker symbolize their continuous ineptitude and inability to adhere to standard hospital procedures. The episode emphasizes the Stooges' resilience despite their lack of qualifications, highlighting their persistence in a comedic context. The Three Little Pigskins, the Stooges find themselves mistaken for famous athletes while promoting a university football team. The theme of mistaken identity and the consequences of deception drive the narrative as they are unwittingly hired by a gangster to play for his professional team. The Stooges' complete lack of football knowledge leads to a series of slapstick gags and blunders on the field. This episode satirizes the celebrity culture and the humorous consequences of being in over one's head in a particular field, even when the spotlight is unwarranted. These early episodes of the Three Stooges serve as a foundation for the trio's signature style of physical comedy, absurd situations, and exaggerated characters. Each episode presents a unique theme while maintaining a consistent focus on humor and chaos, ultimately solidifying their status as comedy legends. Main characters of the Three Stooges. Curlyy Howard. Curlyy Howard, initially known as Jerry, made his break into the entertainment world as a comedy musical conductor in 1928 with the Orville Knapp Band. While he enjoyed the gig, he watched his older brothers Moe and Shemp, along with partner Larry Fine, rise to fame as part of Ted Healy's Stooges. The trio, along with Healy, had a popular stage act characterized by interruptions and heckling. When Shemp left due to Healy's harsh nature, Moe suggested Curlyy join, but Healy initially doubted his appearance. Curlyy, with his shaved head and waxed mustache, became the perfect fit and earned the nickname Curlyy. They later formed the Three Stooges and found immense success in short subject comedy films for Columbia Pictures. Mooh Howard. Mooh Howard played a pivotal role in the iconic comedy trio, The Three Stooges. He began his show business journey by singing in a bar with his brother Shemp, later joining a Mississippi River showboat troupe. In 1921, he joined forces with Ted Healy, a vaudeville performer. Mooh, Shemp, and Larry Fine formed the core of Healy's act, and after Shemp's departure, Mooh recommended their younger brother Curlyy to join. Following Healy's departure, Mooh became the dominant and aggressive leader of the trio, known for his slapstick humor. The Three Stooges signed with Columbia Pictures in the 1930s, creating a vast repertoire of comedic short films. After Shemp's death, Mooh, Larry, and Joe Besser continued their act briefly. They eventually gained a new generation of fans with their short films were sold to television. Choward. Choward played a significant role in the iconic comedy trio, The Three Stooges. After appearing in various Columbia comedies from 1939, he gained his own starring series in 1944. Shemp initially rejoined The Stooges temporarily to replace his ailing brother Curlyy, but ended up being a permanent member. His style differed from Curly's, being more laid back, and he was known for his distinctive high-pitched heep-heep-heep sound. Shemp appeared in 73 short subjects and the feature film Gold Raiders, enduring a mild stroke in 1952, but continuing his work with the Stooges, though some fans noted changes in his appearance and performance in later films. Larry Fine. Larry Fine, a member of the iconic comedy trio, The Three Stooges, had a unique role within the group. He started as a violinist in vaudeville before crossing paths with Mooh Howard and Ted Healy. Larry, known for his trademark bushy hair, received his distinctive hairstyle on a whim from Healy. The Three Stooges made over 200 short films, beginning in 1933, featuring Larry, Mooh, and Curlyy during their most prolific period. Larry often played the voice of reason between Mooh's gruff authority and Curly's zany antics. He sometimes added his own nutty behavior, providing an element of unpredictability. Offstage, Larry was a social and generous man, but he struggled with financial responsibility, often giving money away and living extravagantly. Joe Besser. After Shemp Howard's untimely passing in 1955, Mooh Howard and Larry Fine continued as the Two Stooges, but their proposal was rejected by studio chief Harry Cohn. The studio insisted on adding Joe Besser, who was already under contract with Columbia. Besser refrained from imitating Curlyy or Shemp and brought his unique, whiny character to the act. He had a clause in his contract against excessive hitting, insisting his humor was about comedic revenge. Besser was part of the Three Stooges from 1956 to 1957, injecting new energy into the series before it ended in 1959. Despite not touring with Mooh and Larry, he later praised them in interviews. Joe Darita. Joe Darita played a significant role in the later years of the Three Stooges comedy act. After Shemp Howard's death and the decline of short subject films, Mooh and Larry sought a new third stooge. Joe Darita officially joined the group in September 1958 and was initially known as Curlyy Joe due to his resemblance to both Curlyy and Joe Besser. He participated in a series of theatrical films aimed at children, though the humor was milder and less manic than the earlier shorts. Darita remained with the team throughout the 1960s, even participating in animated cartoons and a television pilot titled Kook's Tour. However, the group's plans were disrupted when Larry Fine suffered a stroke in 1970. Joe Darita attempted to form a new Three Stooges lineup in 1974, but the act disbanded due to his health issues. Why do people love them? The Three Stooges' enduring appeal is not solely due to their slapstick comedy, but also because of their endearing characters, their unique and heartwarming relationships, and their timeless humor. They are a window into the past, offering a glimpse of the comedy and vernacular of mid-20th century New York, and their well-timed lines and dialogues continue to amuse audiences nearly a century later. Despite their criticisms that modern sensibilities might place on them, the Stooges remain classic and beloved figures, each contributing their own charm and qualities to the act. Mooh's leadership, Larry's lovable nature, and Curly's genius in physical comedy ensure that their legacy lives on, and they continue to be appreciated by audiences both old and new. The Stooges display a unique and endearing form of camaraderie. Despite their constant attempts to physically harm each other, it's clear that they have good hearts and love each other like family. Their peculiar way of showing this familial bond, such as sticking fingers up each other's noses, is both comical and heartwarming. In a world where many comedy acts rely on insult humor and cynicism, the Stooges offer a refreshing contrast with their underlying affection for each other. Furthermore, the Stooges possess a strong work ethic, even if they're not particularly adept at anything. Their willingness to try and their dedication to their tasks, whether it's working on a construction site or attempting to fix something, resonates with the audience. The relentless pursuit of success, despite a series of unfortunate mishaps, is a testament to their determination and grit. Another endearing quality of the Stooges is their attentiveness to one another. While they may not be able to see well due to frequent eye poking, their heightened sense of hearing allows them to connect with one another on a different level. This is especially heartwarming, as it highlights their ability to communicate in unique ways. The Stooges are also known for their contribution to the art of physical comedy. Whether they're throwing pies in faces or using tools in unconventional ways, their antics have a certain artistic quality that is both timeless and entertaining. The well-timed sound effects like bonk, thunk, and splat add to the comedic charm. Their commitment to physical fitness with their morning routines of push-ups, sit-ups, and slapstick exercises is both humorous and admirable. Their playful approach to exercise and health consciousness is a fun aspect of their characters that people can relate to and appreciate. Despite their clumsiness, the Stooges are enthusiastic sportsmen, regularly engaging in activities like golf. Although they might not receive many second invitations to respectable golf courses, their willingness to have fun and enjoy the outdoors is a quality that endears them to the audience. The Stooges' frequent falls and mishaps highlight their connection to the land, even if it often involves taking a tumble. The connection to their environment and the propensity for slapstick physicality creates a relatable and an entertaining dynamic. The Stooges are also known for their emotional expressiveness. They hold nothing back. Even when their ears are being yanked or their heads are whacked, their authenticity in showing their feelings adds a genuine touch to their characters, making them relatable and lovable. Lastly, the Stooges are known for their simplicity and their unwavering commitment to be themselves. They are trendsetters in their own way, even influencing iconic characters like the Beatles. Their straightforward and unpretentious nature is a refreshing departure from more cerebral comedy acts like the Marx Brothers. In a world of complexity and ambiguity, the Stooges provide clarity and simplicity in their humor. The Three Stooges adaptations 800. The Three Stooges made their own comic book debut in 1949 when St. John Publications released the first set of comics with 2 issues. This was followed by a series of comics from 1953 to 1954 comprising 7 issues. Dell Comics published a series of Three Stooges comics. It started as one-shots in their 4-color comics line and later evolved into a numbered set running for 4 more issues, numbers 6 through 9. From issue number 10 onwards, the title was published by Gold Key Comics. Under Gold Key, the series continued until issue number 55 in 1972. Gold Key Comics also published The Little Stooges, a 7-issue series from 1972 to 1974. This series featured the adventures of the 3 fictional sons of the Three Stooges, portrayed as modern-day teenage versions of the classic characters. Eclipse Comics released the 3D Three Stooges series, consisting of 3 issues from 1986 to 1987. These comics reprinted stories from St. John Publications series. Malibu Comics produced 2 one-shot comics in 1989 and 1991, reprinting stories from the Gold Key Comics series. Eternity Comics published a one-shot comic book titled The Three Stooges in 3D in 1991, featuring reprints of 4 stories from the Gold Key series. In 2011, Blue Water Comics released a biographical comic that provided insight into the lives and careers of the Three Stooges. In 2017, American Mythology Production launched a new comic series that depicted the Three Stooges in modern times. This included the Three Stooges Through the Ages and the Robotnik Stooges, both written by S.A. Czech and Jordan Gershowitz. They began appearing in Novelty Records in 1959. Their first recording was a 45 RPM single of the title song from Have Rocket Will Travel. They released additional singles and LPs on various labels, such as Golden, Peter Pan, and Coral. These recordings featured comedy adventures and off-brand renditions of children's songs and stories. The trio's final recording was in 1966 for Yogi Bear and the Three Stooges Meet the Mad, Mad, Mad Dr. No-No, in which the Three Stooges were incorporated into the cast of the Yogi Bear cartoons. SiriusXM Radio aired a special hosted by Tom Bergeron in 2009, featuring interviews he had conducted with Larry Fine and Mooh Howard when he was in high school in 1971. These interviews provided a unique glimpse into the lives of the Stooges. In the 1960s, the Stooges appeared in an animated series titled The New Three Stooges, which ran from 1965 to 1966. The show featured a combination of live-action segments and animated shorts, becoming the only regularly scheduled television show for the Stooges. Another animated series, The Robonic Stooges, produced by Hanna-Barbera, featured Moe, Larry, and Curly as bionic cartoon superheroes with extendable limbs. Initially seen as a part of the Skatebirds, CBS 1977 and 1978, it later aired as a separate half-hour series. In 2015, a new animated series was announced consisting of 52 11-minute episodes. Christy Karkaras directed the pilot episode with input from several executive producers. The Stooges made cameo appearances in various television shows and specials, including Off to See the Wizard and 2 episodes of the new Scooby-Doo movies. They were referenced in an episode of MASH, with Charles Winchester disrespectfully comparing 3 Korean doctors to Moe, Larry, and Curly. A TV film titled The Three Stooges was executive produced by Mel Gibson in 2000, depicting the lives and careers of the comedians. The film featured Paul Ben Victor as Moe, Evan Handler as Larry, Joe Cassier as Shemp, and Michael Chiklis as Curly. A featured film titled The Three Stooges was released in 2012, featured by the Farley brothers. The film consisted of 3 continuous episodes set in present day and starred Sean Hayes, Chris Dimopoulos, and Will Sasso as Larry, Moe, and Curly respectively. The film grossed over $54 million worldwide. A sequel to the 2012 film was announced in 2015 with the original cast reprising their roles. In 2016, a new action-adventure film titled The Three Little Stooges was announced, featuring 12-year-old versions of Moe, Larry, and Curly. The Three Stooges were also featured in several video games, including an arcade game by Gottlieb in 1984, a computer game released by CinemaWare in 1987, available for various platforms. Real-Time Gaming created a slot game adaptation featuring the Stooges. A VCR game was released in 1986, incorporating classic Stooges clips. Marvelous verdict. The Three Stooges' slapstick humor, physical comedy, and memorable catchphrases have made them unforgettable figures in the annals of entertainment history. Beyond the laughter and laughter lines, the Three Stooges remind us of the enduring power of humor to transcend time and bring joy to generations of fans. So whether you're a lifelong Stooges enthusiast or someone discovering their humor for the first time, their legacy continues to resonate, proving that the Three Stooges will always hold a special place in the hearts of comedy aficionados around the world. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
What a silly skunk!